It's a stunning story of the bride and groom. They're dancing, living the parables, mirror of the mystery of the Most High.
That's today. That's today. What? I get bit by a mosquito again. Oh, what was I on? I guess I was on this. See, we're doing this morning. Every day you gotta practice. You gotta do your thing every day to improve. Every day. I mean, think about it. Even if you don't get any improvement that day, you're still on course to perfecting it, because every day you're doing it. You're getting better. Like the efficiency, you may not notice a second longer, a second shorter. Sometimes it's the perseverance of the extra second to get through it. Sometimes it's the quick second less where it's like, man, you're on something else. Both, I think, are improvement and growth. Oh my goodness. Both are improvement and growth. Longer, shorter, doesn't matter. You got to stay the course. So, there's so many things to be said, right? Silence. So I'll listen to several different lessons. Like there's different people's, you talk about prophets, teachers, priests, pastors. What was the other one that was kind of challenging? Priests, prophets, pastors. There's another one. Oh, philosophers, teachers, right? You go to school. So when I went to school, long story. Anyway, we're trying to get to the provoking Israel to jealousy story is what we're trying to do. It is. It's hard to stay on track. To just stay on track. It's hard. Hey, said hello to your hi, right? Anyway, it's hard to stay on track with the stories exactly. And people say, why do you always like rambling? Like, no, it's not. It could appear to be rambling. Maybe it is rambling. But I'm trying to get to, there is definitely a chapter end in the book, right? So the book is already written, Whispers of Fire. It's already written. I just didn't, I don't think I want to even put it up because I ain't interested in the book as a means to an end. The book is simply a reference guide that is out there, right? And it's not out there like you can buy it anywhere. You just go to the channel and you listen to the songs. What does that say? Nar and Kim Moody. Yeah, hopefully you're hearing this, because I was telling a marriage earlier, and Israel is giving us an example of the marriage between the believers and the Most High. A covenant, if you will. A contract. See, the most important thing about a marriage is the contract. It's a written document. It's so important. And people think that, and right now in America, they're really trying to make men decide not to get married. And the laws have done everything they can to try to do that, right? You go to marriage court at one point, the fear is already in place. They take everything from you, right? There's not a 50-50 split. It's like the ex-wife takes everything. The man's left broken, destitute. Who wants that, right? That's not a good strategy for success. So men don't want to get married, right? Because they're risking that. Women, they want to get married. See, either way they win in their mind. This is not a good strategy for success. If the marriage document the Most High talks about, the marriage between a man and a woman, is kind of the microcosm of that. The macro is the Most High dwelling with you. And the principle of the union is so important. And it's been hard to get, like, I got guys that watch, right? So when I look at my demographics of who, what, when, where, why, how, all that, it's mostly guys. And I'm fine with that, right? It is a canyon jumping over obstacles kind of mindset. But it's also a going home at the end of the day to a wife and a family after all that. And remember, that's the purpose. That's the whole reason to be out there doing the jumping, the flying, and all the canyon experiences that come along with going out to hunt, to bring back to my family food and sustenance. That's the primal. That's like the basic order. And so they've done a lot to try to destroy the family, big time. They try to destroy marriage. Then they try to destroy the individual relationship with God, big time. Big time, big time, big time, big time. And so once you destroy the family, see, the family is the most important institution that we have. There is no more important institution than the family. Earthly family, humanly, right? With God, this is the most important union, the family. Husband and wife, children, and believe me, they need a place to live, a place to stay. And they've taken the American dream away, home affordability. If you want to afford a home and you're raised like where we are, we're here in the West Coast, it's expensive, very expensive. So your only option is to relocate. And who can do that? Who can relocate? Who wants to leave their family, go to another state? Who wants to do that? It just doesn't seem very practical. But once you become an adult, you almost got no choice. It's like going off to college. You go off to college, go off to another state, especially these remote workers. Go off to another state that you can afford. You buy yourself a piece of land with a house on it, or you put a mobile home on it. You start acquiring assets. And some people say, oh, your home is not an asset because it costs you money. It's like, there's some truth to that, but imagine not having home ownership. You don't even have that. That might not be much, right? But it's something. You can't just discount it as nothing. And so, even people like Warren Buffett, right? Warren Buffett owns his house. And then people said that he said, don't own your house and all this drama, right? There's so much out there to have to sift through. There's a lot of hay hiding that needle. And believe me, they want to hide the needle. They do. The government wants to take away the family. You want to separate the family, break up the family. Totally, right? It's like a mission in place. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Most of these people that are trying to break up families, they got families. It just, I don't know. What is it? Rules for thee and not for me. Kind of like what they ascribe to this kind of mindset. Like all these, like when you talk about so many things, so many topics. Today we're going live because we're doing the practical lessons in life as the channel was developed for. Now we're introducing wifey into the picture, not just Richard. And the only one I don't say her names because she might get ticked off at that. She don't like her stuff on the internet. So a little bit that she's allowed me to share, I'm thankful for. Because the idea is more than just racing bikes. One day, you got to set the bike down and retire. One day. Everybody's going to find that, hopefully, right? Hopefully you find that day where it's retirement time. And how well have you prepared for that? These are practical lessons in life. You got bananas. You good banana? You good banana? What is that? I don't even know what that. Hey, I don't even know what that is. But whatever. Maybe somebody called me names or something. I don't know. I don't care. So anyway, we're gonna dig deep, right? So some of the viewers may not have any knowledge on this topic, right? And they may know it all. Good. Maybe you'll type something in. So the book is called The Richest Man in Babylon, right? I didn't find this book until about like a year ago. And most of the stuff I already been doing. But had I had this book when I was 20, game changer. Total game changer. If I could go back to 18-year-old me, the thing I would tell 18-year-old me, read this book. Because back then you couldn't watch a YouTube video on the book. But right now, you can go on YouTube, and so many people have AI generated stories of Richest Man in Babylon. They tell the story. You have so many different versions of it and different perspectives on what people have learned from it. You can do review videos of people that did a review on the book. Then you got people that did reviews on the reviews of the book. That did reviews on the reviews of the book. You got all these reviews. So back in the day, when I first got my channel started, or a channel started, it was my first channel, and I think it was 2010 or 12, something like that. I started doing reaction videos before reaction videos came out, right? So I'm doing this Alex Jones reaction type video where he's in the DMV trying to do the license stuff. And I had my son there with me, right? We're doing like, I want him to be part of it. So he's just sitting there watching as we're doing the video. He's just sitting there. He's not saying anything. And which is fine, right? So I watched the video to critique it, to look at it and say, was that good? Or would I watch this? Right? Even though I posted it, I was like, would I watch this? So I go on YouTube, I look for my video, and I play it. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching the video. And I'm like, this is like my third or fourth video that I've done. I'm like, do you think it's ideal to take somebody else's content and do a reaction to it? Is that creative? I didn't think so. I thought it was kind of like, I just didn't see creativity in that. I see that's more like somebody else's work, somebody else's creativity. Alex Jones recording himself in the DMV. That was his content. Now I'm using his content to make my own content. I just didn't like it. It tasted sour. So I continued a little bit longer making content, but I couldn't figure out how to make good quality content. Things that made sense, right? Maybe I was a little bit fearful of what people thought. I had a little bit too much of that, maybe. But then just recently, 2024, the Most High began moving on me. It's like, hey, you need to start up a new channel with your name. Right? He's moving on me. I'm like, man, if I start a channel with my name, I could never like sell that, right? That's one thing. 0 likes. That's fine. I don't care. I ain't in it for the likes anyway, bro. So, anyway, if I continue the story, is the whole purpose is storytelling. It's the whole purpose. And each story is attached to another story. And sometimes I break off and then I tell a different story and open that one up, right? Because there's so much to be said, way far out there, right? Way out there. So the practical lesson today is Richest Man in Babylon, telling the story on this, right? How you can get the knowledge that it offers quickly, easily, with no cost. Quickly, easily, with no cost. And I know those are not all good. They're not all good, but there's enough good in those three that it might save your finances in the future. You might be able to retire one day. I mean, think about that. One day you're going to get old and hopefully retire. That's the hope. One day. You ain't got nothing to say, chat guy. It's like, yeah, no. You can leave. I'm not interested. You can leave. Anyway, for anybody interested in taking care of their self, their future self. See, everybody's a community of their self. You got your infant self, your teenage self, your young adult self, your middle-aged self. You got your retired self. You got yourself that's going to get buried one day or cremated, whatever you decide. I personally have chosen burial, right? So remember I told you the stories kind of break off and there's a lot to be said? We're going to go back to Richest Man in Babylon, right? So we're trying to acquire wealth and build a sustainable life so that when we get to the point where we can't do as much as we get sick, we get hurt, we just can't do what we used to do anymore, we can prepare financially so that we don't have to have somebody else take care of us. That's the last thing we want, is to get to a place where like we can't survive without government assistance. That's not a good plan for success. Not true success. I mean, think about it. We've watched these people, this group of people complain about like healthcare. We want healthcare for everybody. It's like, isn't that a personal choice? Are you trying to force that on people now? Maybe those people don't want your healthcare plan, thing, stuff. Just we want it for everybody. It's like, no. People that want healthcare, they go out and they get it. It's like insurance. Life insurance. See, you used to have a choice on vehicle insurance, right? People wanted to be insured so that they're covered in case some clown crashes into them. They're covered. Now they force you to have it. It's like a law. You can't drive on the streets without having evidence of insurance. Not a choice anymore. Richest Man in Babylon. Pay yourself first. If you read the story, the guy's like, it's my money. What do you mean pay myself first? It's my money. He goes, well, think about it. When you get your money and you spend it all on bills and stuff, it's really the money of the people that you owe, especially those that are in debt. They're in debt. All that money they get, they're going to pay their debt. Some people, they're deep into debt. And it's hard to pay yourself when all your money is going out to debt. So the rule, right? The number one rule is pay yourself first. Well, learn to earn. That's the number one rule. Learn to earn. The second rule is pay yourself. So that's a whole, like, think about paying yourself. Okay, you get this, say you make $100, you put $10 away. You just put it under your sofa? See, like number 3, right? Number 3, what do you do with that $10? Learning what to do with that $10 takes time. And if nobody's told you or nobody's talked to you about what that $10 looks like in 30 years, if you put it in the right investment vehicle and you're like 18, I mean, you don't even have to put it in a perfect investment vehicle. You just put it in something to give you 1%. Like, think about that. In 30 years, what does that look like? Compounding interest is, I think somebody said that it was like the eighth wonder, compounding interest, eighth wonder of the world. Like it's up there with like, I don't remember the other seven. But again, that's one of those things you could Google. I can Google it right now and find out what the seven wonders are and who said the eighth wonder, but it's just not worth all that time. But if you want to fact check, that's good.